Thank y'all again for joining us for another episode of Behind the Mic, powered by REVOLT Podcast Network. I'm your host, Wise Grisette, RPN Community Manager and podcast enthusiast, as you all know. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at REVOLT Podcast Network and visit listen.revolt.tv to learn more about our amazing podcast library. Now that you know a little bit about us, let's talk about our guest today. Now, our guest today is another friend of mine, someone who I've known for quite some time now. You all may know him as Big Frat. I know him as Kabelo of the Sobering Podcast. Kabelo, thank you for being here with us today.
What's up? I'm glad to be here, man. Thank you for the invitation, man.
Of course. So introduce yourself to the audience real quick. Like, if someone had to know about you high level, what do they need to know about you?
Okay, man. My name is Kabelo. On air, I'm Big Frat, aka Untitled Podcast, and I'm a lover of knowledge, a lover of music, a lover of style, a lover of education, a law graduate, television practitioner, a writer. Yeah, just an explorer of everything that interests me. I think that will be the best way to put it.
That's incredible. And, you know, like, I've done a couple of these interviews already, and I just love that. And every single one, especially with my friends, like, I'm learning more about them. A law graduate, like, woof, excuse me. Excuse me, man. All right. So, and then even, all right. Now we know a little bit about you from behind the mic, and we know a lot about you in front of the mic. So talk to us. Tell us about the person behind the mic.
The most part of it is that I'm just a very curious person, more than anything. Very expressive as well. I mean, I love listening to music. Like, it's like my vice. It's like the biggest vice that I have is anything music related, whether it be live music, whether it be streaming, whether it be visuals, but anything from a music perspective is something that just really aligns with my soul. It aligns with everything that I love. Like, I love shoes. I love style as a whole, but like, shoes is what kicked it off. I love movies. Right now, I've just understood that I'm a lover of the cinema experience. Like, it really is a thing for me. Just like, I find it as a meditative space. I just roll and just go alone. I never really go with people a lot. Just on my own, do my thing. And I love cinema. I love friendship. Got a very strong friendship circle. And I believe that all of my friends, they make me who I am. Same with family as well. You know what I mean? I come from a very close-knit family. So I hold family in high regard. I hold friendship in high regard, as I believe friends are the family that you choose. Yeah, and I'm an aspiring bookworm. I think reading is fly, man. I really do think reading is some fly thing. And traveling, man. I, within my means, try my best to travel just because of how much I love music as well. I like traveling with music attached to it. You know what I mean? So that's really a big thing for me. I love speaking. That's why I think it's just the communication thing. You know, you exchanging ideas. You also contributing to the energy. You know, when you speak, you putting out, you know, certain energy, you putting out certain information, and you're leaving thoughts behind that could help and grow someone, you know what I mean? Or help a situation. So I really love speaking. I think one of my favorite songs, Damian Marley, there's a song called Speak Life. And I think that's what I aspire to do every time, you know what I mean? Just speak life, speak positivity, and bring that into the world, man.
What's a book, movie, or shoe that's had a lasting impact on you?
Whoa. Wow. Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. That's a book that's had that it just drove me down the world of stoicism. And I think it's such a great philosophy in terms of navigating the world and understanding things that are in your control and things that aren't in your control and how to navigate through those spaces. And a shoe that's had like a lasting impact. And it's something that I really discovered very late in my life in terms of me utilizing the shoe would be the Chuck Taylor, man. Chuck 70s, to be specific. I feel like they just go with everything, and they're so easily adaptable and such a great canvas to collaborate on And I think having something that's so malleable and so good for collaboration and just goes with everything, it's something like a superpower. I think that shoe has the biggest superpower out of all shoes. Not the greatest comfort wise, but in terms of aesthetics, it's unassuming, but it's understated, and you can do so much with it from a style perspective. You know what I mean? Chuck 70s are really a thing for me, man. And movie. Whoa! There's one movie that'll just like, just it's always there from a thought perspective. Fight Club, this is the movie that really has had lasting impact on my life because of the war that Tyler had. You know what I mean? The war with self. It's also, if you think about it, it is about ego death as well. And, just also living for self properly, like, and not just going into what everybody subscribes for you. You know what I mean? So Fight Club is, it really is something that I mess with from a movie and a philosophical aspect. And then just a special mention would be Training Day, just because of the quote, "It's not what you know, it's what you can prove." That quote is not what you know, it's what you can prove. And you want to go to jail, you want to go home. And I always want to go home.
All right. Whoa. Wait. You in a different location? Bruh. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
You moving too fast, me, bruh. Okay, no problem. All right, cool. So before we move on to our game, what's one thing that you want people to know about you that they would not get from listening to the podcast?
I plan to be a super fly 70-year-old, man. I guess. Like what I'm saying, I think there's
Like
gonna
that.
be another level of flyness when I'm 70, man. I look forward to that.
Mhm. Nah, I feel that. I feel that. And I actually have like high confidence that you're going to kill it at 70. Oh man. Okay, cool. So jumping into our game real quick. The game is called Overrated or Underrated. I'm gonna give you a topic. You tell me if it's overrated or underrated. Starting in 3, 2, 1. TikTok's influence on the music industry. Overrated or underrated?
I'm gonna go underrated, man. I discovered one of my favorite African artists from that, man. So yeah.
Bet. Fashion collabs with street brands. Overrated or underrated?
Underrated. Sometimes they inaccessible, so when they collab, it makes them easier to access. Yeah.
Fire. All right, last one. AI and music production. Overrated or underrated?
Overrated. I'm definitely gonna say overrated there, man. Yeah, man.
All right, that was quick and that was easy, man. Kabelo, man, thank you so much for coming on to Behind the Mic, Powered by Revolt Podcast Network. I appreciate it. Before you go, please let everyone know where they can find you on the socials, man.
Okay, cool. It's at Frat Packer everywhere: Instagram, TikTok, X, and at the Sobering, or just search the Sobering Podcast, because on Twitter it's something else and on Instagram it's something else. But just search the Sobering Podcast and you'll find us on YouTube, on every other streaming platform for podcasts. We're over there, the Sobering Podcast. Shout out to Big Wara, shout out to Kiki Tobafetu. All love, and shout out to Revolt, man. What you guys are doing for the podcast landscape is beautiful. And yo, man, we can't wait to rock with you guys. I think we're gonna make it a mission next year, man. Let's do something. What you say, Wise?
I'm 1,000% here for it. You already know, man. Well, again, y'all, that is another episode of Behind the Mic, Powered by Revolt Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Revolt Podcast Network. And you can follow me at The Real Wise, WIZE, because I'm different like that. I'll see y'all on the next episode.